are you doing in my swamp? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy and I'm going to be doing my review for the 2015 movie Mad Max Fury Road. The movie is directed by George Miller and written by him, Brendan McCarthy, and Nico Latharis, and this movie follows Max, who teams up with Imperator Furiosa to flee from a cult leader named Immortan Joe. She's trying to take these women that he's been trying to impregnate and stuff with her and flee to get away from him and go to the Greenlands, which is a place that she was from that is supposed to be a lot better. This is a really good movie. I had never seen this one before till today. I had heard nothing but great stuff about it and everything. I was actually halfway expecting to think that it would be overrated because of how much praise it got and everything, but when I watched it, I was really surprised with it. I thought it was actually a really, really good movie, and definitely one of the best movies in the franchise. I actually agree with a lot of people on that. I wouldn't say it's my most favorite, but it's definitely up there really high. But the cast in here is all really great. Tom Hardy takes over the role of Max because Mel Gibson has aged so much stuff, and plus with the controversy that's happened with him over the years and stuff, but George Miller wanted to keep Max around the same age he was in the original 3, so he cast Tom Hardy, and I thought that he was really, really good as Max. He was a lot better than I expected. I kind of expected he'd be good because I think Tom Hardy's a great actor and everything, but he was even better than I expected. I thought he was really, really good. Charlize Theron plays Imperator Furiosa, and she is really good too. She fits the role really well and gives a really, really great performance. She kicks a lot of butt, and she's also really just a really likable character, and she does a really good job playing her. Nicholas Hoult plays Nux, who is one of Immortan Joe's followers, who ends up switching sides and joining Max and Furiosa. He's a really likable character too. I like how his development and stuff is done really well. I think Nicholas Hoult did a really good job playing him. And there's like the girls that she's trying to take to the Greenland. They're all really good too. I don't really recognize most of them. I know one of them is Riley Keough. She did a really good job. She's like one of the ones that kind of has a little bit more of a story arc than some of the other ones. She kind of has like this relationship with Nux, but she's really, really good. And Zoe Kravitz is in here. She doesn't have a lot to do, but she is really good in here as well. And the rest of the girls are great too. I know one of them, I think the one that was impregnated by Immortan Joe, it doesn't have a lot of screen time. I think that's the girl from Transformers: Dark of the Moon, but I'm not for sure. But I'm pretty sure it's her. And she was pretty good in here. I thought she was a lot better in this than she was in that Transformers movie. And Hugh Keays-Byrne plays Immortan Joe, and he's really good too. The only thing I didn't like about the character is like we don't really know much about him. He's kind of underdeveloped, but he is cool looking and stuff. I thought he was a good villain, but I think he could have been a lot better if we could have got to see him more like being evil and stuff. I would have liked to see a little bit more of him, but I thought he was a good villain, and he got a pretty brutal, awesome death though. But the action in this movie is a lot better than, especially the third movie. I wouldn't say that it's quite as good as the first two as far as the action goes. It has a lot more action in it, but I just felt like the stuff in the first two were a little bit better. like the action sequences, but this movie is action packed from start to finish, and it is pretty intense at times, and then there's times when it slows down for a little bit and everything, but it's a really fun movie. I really enjoy it quite a bit, and I thought it was a really good sequel. It could have been a lot worse. I know a lot of movies that take years to make. I think this one came out like 30 years after the last one, so usually when it comes to these kind of sequels, sometimes they're hit or miss. Most of the time they're miss, but I thought this is definitely one of the better ones, and it was a lot better than I was expecting. Like I said, I was expecting to think this was going to be really overrated because how much I love the original three, but this is a really, really good sequel, and it's a lot of fun, so I definitely would recommend it if you haven't seen it. And I also like if I would have seen this one before seeing the original three, I probably would have still been able to understand it, because it doesn't really rely too much on the sequels. It gives just enough of Max's backstory that you kind of know what's going on a little bit, but it doesn't really, it's not one of those sequels that you have to have every installment. So if you're not really interested in seeing the original three and you want to see this one, it's one that you could understand without seeing it. But I'd still recommend seeing the original three, because they're all three good movies too, and this is a really good action franchise. I'd recommend all three of them, but and then to watch this one. But if you're not interested in seeing older ones, then this one's still worth watching. But let me know in the comments what you think of Mad Max Fury Road, and I hope you enjoy this video, and have a good day, everybody.